we got some sad news for New England Patriots fans. Your longtime wide receiver Julian Edelman is calling it a career after 12 seasons in the league, all of which were with the Patriots. Uh, in his resume, Mario, his resume is definitely Hall of Fame status. He's a three-time Super Bowl champion. He's a Super Bowl 53 MVP. He has a career 620 receptions, career 6,822 receiving yards, 41 career TDs. He was also a seventh round pick, which is pretty impressive. And he has 118 postseason receptions and 1,442 yards, which is second most in Super Bowl era. Excuse me, to Jerry Rice. So you know what, Mario, you go first. What do you think of Julian Edelman retiring?
First off, congratulations to Julian Edelman on a great and accomplished career. Yeah, usually going back and looking at Julian Edelman's career, I look at it as first of all, you go back to when he was the seventh round draft pick out of Kent State. This guy wasn't even a wide receiver; he was a quarterback, you know. And he came into the NFL and he adapted to becoming a wide receiver. And not only that, Nate, he became one of not only the most clutch wide receiver in the game, but the most probably one of the greatest playoff wide receivers to ever play the game. So I got to respect him on that. That was number one. Number two, he was undersized too. He's only like 5'10", maybe at most 200 pounds. You know what I'm saying? So he wasn't that big of a wide receiver. But let me tell you something. He always played every single time you've seen him, and every single time you've seen him approach the game, and he would always stick up for himself. And he always, you know what I'm saying? He never backed down from nobody. Whenever you've seen that, he was 5'10", but he played like he was 6'4". But he taught, but he carried himself around like he was 6'4", and I have nothing but respect for that right there. Because a lot of small guys in the NFL, they have to have that kind of dog in them, so they don't get like bullied around in that field. That's the last thing that they want. Like Steve Smith was the same way. He was so small, but the dude was a dog. He was a very dangerous wide receiver. He wasn't gonna let nobody push him around. Now going back to like his regular season stats. In the regular season, he wasn't what he when I looked at him in the regular season, I wasn't like, wow, look at Julian Edelman, because that's not because in the regular season, I didn't really see like it was like the regular season wasn't really where he came out. But the playoffs, let me tell you something, Nate. The playoffs, he was when you needed him, he was there. When you needed him, Julian Edelman was right there. Okay, and it helps when you have Tom Brady as your quarterback. It helps when you have Rob Gronkowski and you have all the good players that the Patriots have brought in throughout the years. But again, that does not take away the fact that Julian Edelman was always right there when you needed him the most. I mean, if you want to think about examples, we can go back to the Seattle Seahawks game when they were down 10 points and he ended up getting that touchdown to bring them back into the game. You can go back to the Super Bowl with the Atlanta Falcons when he caught it off the dude's leg. You can go back to the Super Bowl with the LA Rams when he ended up winning the Super Bowl MVP. Julian Edelman is just that guy. He is a clutch wide receiver. It's as simple as that. That's the best way I can compare. He is a clutch wide receiver. When you needed him, he was there the most. I also respect the fact that he really has stood up for like the Jewish community and the Jewish culture because a lot of like incidents have happened. A few incidents have happened with them in recent time, and he's always stuck up for them. So I absolutely have nothing but the utmost respect for him as well for sticking up for them. Um, and last but not least, I don't know if Julian Edelman is going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. It all depends on who's going to be eligible when that happens. But I will say this right now: I think Julian Edelman, give it a year after, give it 2 years after, he is no doubt a Hall of Famer. No doubt about it. When you read it, he's only set in the playoffs. He's only second behind not Randy Moss, Jerry Rice. He's only second behind Jerry Rice. And whenever you're in the conversation with Jerry Rice, that is absolutely an accomplishment right there itself. Um, so with that being said, Nate, actually before I end this, Nate, let me say one more thing. The one thing I do have the utmost respect for is that he stayed 12 years with the New England Patriots. I believe this year he was released on a failed physical. But he could have easily, chose to go to a different team. He could have went to the Bucks with Brady and Gronk, which was like rumors that, whoa, what if Edelman went teamed up with Gronk and Brady? Those were rumors. That's not going to happen no more. He could have easily done that. But what I respect the most is that Edelman decided to stay with the New England Patriots. He realized, like, look, this was a team that gave me a chance, and I began my career as a Patriot. I'm gonna end it as a Patriot. I'm not going anywhere else. And for that, I absolutely have the utmost respect for him. And he's absolutely grown my respect throughout the 12 years he's played. So with that being said, best of luck to Julian Edelman in retirement. Congratulations on an amazing career, and I wish him all the best of luck. I'm gonna miss him on that field.
Yeah, so am I. Best of luck to Julian Edelman in retirement, wherever that goes. Yeah, you basically covered everything. But there was one thing I wanted to touch up on, and that was the fact that you said he could have went to another team. I was just reading some, or even watching something, uh, earlier this morning, and Gaga and Kelsey came up on my YouTube recommendation. I checked it out, or something like, no, my bad. I was reading a Facebook status. I was talking about something else. My bad, but I was reading a Facebook status, and he said 69% chance he comes back. Now, I don't know why he chose 69% of all numbers he could have chosen. Hey, I'm not the one that wrote the status. But you also gotta remember, Julian Edelman is like, what, is he like 34, 35 years old?
He is around there, Nate. I believe he's around there. Hang on, let me just double check it.
Yeah,
He is
so while you do that, he's in his mid 30s, and a
he's
lot of people.
34 years old, yes.
Okay, all right, so, and a lot of people out there, there was like, they're probably gonna be like, yo, man, like, Tom Brady's nearing 45 and he's still playing. Well, for one thing, we always say everybody takes it differently. Some people can go that long, some very rarely, but most people can't go, you know, 20 plus years playing sports. And, obviously we say that a lot, but there's also contributions to that, injuries, sometimes athletes' passions just die, they don't go back to playing. After that, they'd rather not play. Some of them end up becoming coaches, some of them live normal lives, all that kind of stuff. And also, not to mention, wide receivers usually don't get that far. Usually, that's just me. You know what I mean? I don't know what you guys think, but to me, it's like wide receivers don't really make it to that age. It's a very difficult. It's a very hard hitting position to play. You got defenders everywhere. You're running all over the damn field, and after like 10 plus years of that, that gets to you. You know what I mean? So that could also be a reason why I think he's done personally. He could go back and play with the Bucks one more time for old time's sake, but I don't know. Personally, I can't see it, but if it happens, I'm gonna rip my damn head off because I can't stay. It's gonna turn into the Tampa Bay Patriots. I'm not even gonna call them the Buccaneers no more. If Julian Edelman goes to the Bucks, Mario, I'm gonna start calling them the Tampa Bay Patriots. These damn Bucks, man, are always up to something. Always got something up their sleeves. Look, all BS aside though, best of luck to Julian Edelman in retirement, whatever he attempts to pursue. And yeah, we're gonna miss him on the field. Thank you for everything, Jules.